Hi guys, today is going to be a video about manifestation in general and how you approach manifestation, your understanding of it, and especially in terms of you actually applying that in your life, in your day-to-day life, and using it to obviously manifest all your desires. So it's going to be more so about your belief and confidence in the whole process, which is an area I think I need to touch on and update you guys, and every now and again talk to you guys about that, because if you come to a point where you're spiraling or something triggers you in your 3D reality, I've noticed with my own clients and in general, you know, from your comments and just random people's comments as well on my channel about manifesting, this is an area that can really trip you up, no matter if you've had positive movement or not. If you start to doubt the process or your ability to manifest in some way, it can really hinder your progress, and for no reason. It's literally just you start to doubt it. So today's gonna kind of clarify that, give you some advice and tips and an overview of how to overcome it, you know, how to avoid experiencing that and really stay on track and balanced. So yeah, that is what today's going to be all about. So stay tuned and keep watching if you'd like to hear my thoughts on that and advice. You can also gain a little more insight and engagement with me by coaching one-on-one. So if you really are struggling and this is still an issue you're working towards, I really simplify things, as you can see from my videos. I'm the same way in my coaching. So I really, especially video calls, because then it's like live, so I can explain it to you face to face. I really try and simplify things for you guys, make it really easy to understand. So yeah, you can coach with me one-on-one. All the details are on screen, in the outro and in the description box. And then also become a member of the channel. You'll get an extra video every month. Speaking of which, I need to make a post on my community tab, because the next exclusive monthly Q&A will be coming up quite soon for the members of this channel. So it's £2.99 a month, so you can join that way. And yeah, also please do thumbs up and subscribe and turn on that notification bell. It would mean a lot to me and show me and YouTube that you enjoy these types of videos. So now let's start. So my first point is basically that manifestation is meant to be illogical. Even if you're manifesting something as simple as the standard cup of coffee, it's still illogical to say I'm going to get a free cup of coffee, because why would you? You're not a celebrity, you're not at somebody's house. You know, if you're obviously if you are planning to go to your friend's house for lunch, that kind of affirmation I think is a little bit redundant. But I mean, if you're going out shopping, you're going out in public, you're planning on, maybe getting a croissant or breakfast at a cafe, and then you say, do you know what, I'm getting a free cup of coffee. It's not the most common thing, right? So even starting from there, that's such a small, insignificant, almost random manifestation is still illogical, because why and where would you be getting a free coffee on the day that you say, today I'm just getting a free coffee? So even starting from the small point, all of it is meant to be illogical. It's not based on ration or, oh, because this is your best friend, so of course they'll say this to you, or your SP already proposed to you, so of course they're going to tell you I love you. Like, it's meant to be illogical because you're going for a desire, you're going for something you don't have, and to say I simply have it and not work towards it, logic is never in the equation of manifesting. So it's meant to kind of surpass basic logic and human understanding, and basically, yeah, the how is going to be figured out perfectly. And all you need to do is focus on the end result, because manifestation doesn't rely on 3D circumstances. So you want to remind yourself of that, because logic does not play it in as a factor when it comes to manifesting the end result. You literally just start from point A, which is now, and immediately just go to point B. Yes, there might be movement and bridge of events along the way, but your only focus is really having that end result. Also, societal beliefs and conditioned beliefs play a role. So before I get into how you actually overcome it, these are all points that you need to remember. So we've been conditioned with beliefs from our family, our friends, through no fault of their own. They're trying to help us, the way our parents raised us, our family raised us, whoever you grew up around, the friends, your closest friends. No one is trying to harm you or, basically, you know, spew negativity. People are just speaking from what they know. And even me as a coach and other people, you know, Sammy Ingram, everyone at some point is going to say something negative. We're not going to go through our entire lives just being super happy and positive, but there are conditioned beliefs that just are ingrained in society, in our minds. You know, it varies from individual to individual, but we also have to remember, you know, these societal beliefs and conditioned beliefs play a role, and that's also something to overcome. For example, you have to work really hard to earn money. Money doesn't grow on trees, meaning money is hard to come by unless you put the work in. That is a conditioned belief. Yes, that is technically true. If you work hard, eventually you will earn money, but it doesn't have to be that way. You can overcome and surpass that belief and replace it. So don't rely on these conditioned beliefs or anything that's holding you back, where you say, but this, but rationally this, but intellectually this, but logically this. You don't have to rely on those, and they're only going to hinder you if it's an opposition to your desire. So keep in mind that we are, you know, any doubts you're having are coming from some kind of belief you've grown up around or seen throughout your life repetitively. It doesn't have to be objective, and it certainly isn't. You can decide, I don't believe that anymore. I believe everything in my life is easy and perfect, and SP is obsessed with me, and, you know, XYZ, whatever it may be. So it's up to you to shift those beliefs around, and just remembering that, you know, yes, we've all grown up with some negative beliefs, but you can turn them around. So don't let that be the reason you doubt manifestation. There is also an endless number of ways your manifestation can come to you. So again, the how is not our, you know, concern. It's not something we need to work on. The only thing you need to work on is your own mindset. So stay focused on, you know, developing your affirmations and belief in your affirmations, because, you know, honestly, your manifestation is just going to come to you in unexpected ways. So it doesn't matter what present circumstances, or especially past circumstances, if it's not even happening in your present moment, don't give it a single thought, because the past or present issues that you're facing don't play a role. There's no rule or reason that's to say, oh, well, you know, yes, you want to marry your SP, but last week he's texted you this, she told you this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't play a role. Whether or not, you know, there's contact between you and your SP, or you got fired from a job, anything like that, it doesn't matter. It's just a circumstance. So don't focus on that, because there's a million different ways. It could be that, you know, maybe your SP reaches out to you and repeats your affirmations to you, or literally comes over to your home and proposes to you, like literally getting your exact desire. Or it could be that you hear from a friend of a friend that SP said something, or you happen to spontaneously go out to a shop. You're like, oh, do you know what? I want to go see something and buy something from this shop. And then you see an advert on the street, and it just suddenly jogs your memory, and you remember something, and you get inspiration. And if you hadn't gone out that day, it wouldn't have happened, but it was going to happen because it's the perfect inspiration. So it's just like a snowball effect. You just don't, it's almost like the butterfly effect, right? Like, you just don't know how one event could change your entire life. The same goes to your manifestation. Like, one inspired action that just comes to you perfectly in the moment, and if it's meant to, it will, by the way, can literally bring you right to your manifestation, and you would have never expected it. So don't limit yourself or think, oh, well, these circumstances happen, so, you know, how is this end result going to come in? It doesn't matter. Manifestation is meant to be illogical. That's not to say your manifestation won't make sense to you. Of course, logically, you can unravel any end result and say, well, you know, this and this happened, so yeah, I thought this end result would come about. But, you know, it will make sense to you, but I'm just saying it doesn't have to be something that the society or the human mind deems as normal. So now here's one way that you can boost your belief and confidence in manifesting. Reverse engineer significant events in your life. Yes, you can use it to analyze in order to prevent negative events you've already had with your manifestation. So with an SP, in your career, with your weight, with your skin, with your hair, with your friends, whatever area it is you're manifesting and working on, you can apply it to something negative, but obviously my advice would be look at the positive things, because it's gonna, yes, it will help you understand manifesting, but to boost your belief and confidence and just overall mood, I would say pick out the positive things, the best things. And if it hasn't been with a specific SP that you're working on now, Perhaps look at a previous relationship you've had and say, oh, well, I had a crush on this person, or, oh, I had this amazing relationship that was really healthy once in the past, and this is how it happened. So reverse engineer it. Look at what it was that you got, you know, the job, the relationship, the money, whatever it is, and go back and think about the thought process you had. So what I would recommend to really, focus on it and be able to look back on it and really just have a visual aid is to write down, I've written down here, write down the end result of as many positive events as you can. So like I said, even if it's just movement with your current SP, for example, he texted me, she liked my Instagram post, I heard from a friend that they're single, they haven't posted anything with a third party. Anything positive, even if it's just minuscule, or you can use it on the general theme: career, money, appearance, self-concept, lottery winnings, family, health, anything. Just look back on those specific topics and kind of reverse engineer it. So look at the end result of those events and, oh, I achieved this. I got an A+ on my exam. This person asked me out. My SP texted me. I got engaged, I won the lottery, literally anything. I'm sure there's so many amazing things each of you have achieved and received in your life. And then look back at the thoughts and conversations that led to that. So try and think about where you were in your personally during that time. So were you in a good place in your life? Was your social life really active? Were you feeling really confident? Did you get closer to family? Did you and your best friend have loads of fun memories at that time? Were you staying really busy? Were you watching a lot of rom-coms? Were you thinking really positively and feeling excited for the coming year, the coming months? Think about your thought process and what was happening during that time, and I guarantee you can reverse engineer how you got to that end result. Because I've done this as well for negative things, and I've realized how I actually ended up snowballing into a negative effect, and of course positive events, but I really analyzed the negative events in my life and I was like, okay, this actually makes sense. But look at it positively. I guarantee you'll be able to think, okay, so it was December 2020 and I went out with my friends here and we had this amazing holiday here. My family was healthy and then we had this really fun day out and I was watching my favorite films that much. Like, try and think, because if you think back, or maybe just look through your pictures, your phone, you'll be able to pinpoint and say, oh yeah, we had a really good conversation that day. Oh yeah, my friends gave me a really inspiring pep talk when we went out that night. Whatever it is, you will be able to find and pinpoint those things that led to it. And yeah, basically reverse engineering to see how all the positivity in your life, in your thought process and mindset, then led to you achieving that end result. Even if it's something that built up over time, it could be you thinking, I was telling everyone at work that one day I would become, or maybe it's something like, well, me and my co-workers were always joking about, we're gonna get a raise. I bet we're gonna get a raise today, and like joking about it, not even saying it seriously. But then guess what? Maybe your manifestation was you got a raise or a promotion. So if you look back, I promise you'll be able to find all these things that connect to it, write them down, focus on them, and pinpoint how positively you were thinking. And then you can use that and kind of replicate it now, but mainly obviously to show yourself and inspire yourself that, wow, I've actually achieved all these amazing manifestations in my life so far. My next piece of advice is about self-concept, which of course is a great way to boost your belief and confidence. So setting a 5-minute timer, then I would specifically recommend a self-concept rampage. So yeah, because it's only 5 minutes, just quickly like go on a really, assertive, emphatic rant and just start talking about all these amazing beliefs that you have and the mindset that you have. And yeah, I've actually written down a few, so let me actually read them out to you guys. I said, everything works out in my favor. I'm a master at manifesting. My mental diet is perfect and manifesting is the easiest thing ever. Those are examples of kind of starting points you can use for that self-concept rampage. It doesn't have to be a rampage, by the way. It can be you just calmly repeating and robotically saying the self-concept. I just think to really embody it and embrace it and really like pretend you fully believe it already, a rampage is the best method, which I have another video on if you don't fully understand how to do a affirmation rampage, but I have videos on that. So yeah, those are some examples and starting points, and then you can just say whatever comes to mind. So anything, of course, about believing in manifesting and feeling super confident, knowing that it's working out for you, the 3D doesn't phase you, you know, along those lines. And then another point of advice is to engage with other people in the community. In the comments, I see people helping each other out, communicating with each other, sharing stories. And yeah, a lot of my comments, luckily now I've gotten to a point where I can see people are commenting their stories, their experiences and their successes. So quite a few times I've seen people say how they achieved a positive result with their SP, for example. So, and sometimes it's specifically from my videos. So that feels really good to read. But you can actually see other people using it and see like, wow, this works because this person has literally said how they used manifesting to get what they want. So engaging with other people in a positive way, seeing how other people have succeeded from using manifesting and, you know, law of assumption should really help boost your confidence and belief as well. And then a few final points of advice. You can also look into Joe Dispenza content. I recommend him every now and again. I think he's an amazing source for applying science and logic and a more intellectual understanding of, and also in practice, not just in theory, but advice and an overview of manifesting. He's more based in law of attraction, I will say, but he still gives a really good understanding and advice about manifesting. He was very, very inspiring to read, and I even bought one of his books, 2 of them actually. I'm halfway through one of them, and yeah, it's all about quantum physics and understanding the science, how our body works and how manifestation ties into it. So that will actually help you scientifically understand the logical side, because if you can't wrap your mind around how it works spiritually, energetically, you know, mentally, then at least you can apply the science behind that as well. And yeah, also Brian Scott meditations. I really enjoy them. I've watched quite a few of them. I particularly love the quantum leap meditation that he has on his channel. So yeah, he's called Brian Scott. So these are all different things you can look into, sources, people's content that really help as well. And yeah, I think that's the end of this video, but I hope you enjoyed and found some good tips and pieces of advice to help get your mindset back on track. And if you enjoyed, please do thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. And I'll see you next time. Bye.